25 minutes before 11 o'clock, and we've got a fun topic for Father's Day that we set aside this half hour for. We've invited Joe Martone to join us for this one. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning. If you're confused, no, it's not fun with Joe.
It's not fun with Joe. Not fun with Joe.
It's a couple more hours.
It is a Father's Day segment, and I'm going to ask you and Robin, and I'll answer as well, and our listeners can answer as well. So I have some specific questions I want to ask you about your father for Father's Day.
Sure, that's cool.
And so we'll answer them, I guess, one at a time.
Well, we want two at a time. It would be confusing. Yeah.
All right. So the first one I have: how did your father meet your mother? How did they meet?
Ooh. I don't have it.
You don't know?
I know where in New Haven, Connecticut, but how? No.
Really? You don't know the story?
I really don't know that story.
Oh, wow.
Hey, they never told me.
Robin, how did your father meet your mother?
My mom was a waitress at Al's Custard Stand across from the airport in Milwaukee, across from Milwaukee Airport. My dad came in with some of his friends, and then he kept coming back, and he'd always leave her a penny tip.
And back then, a penny was a lot, huh?
Yeah, well, he liked her, so he always left her a penny.
Ah.
Now that would be an insult back then.
Yeah, right.
Well, back then, a nickel was a bread, right? For a loaf of bread. So a penny was like...
Right, a slice.
Yeah.
But no. Well, if you equate it, what...
I know what you're saying, yeah.
He's hard to please. And you?
My father met my mother in ADT on what used to be 7th Avenue now, or 6th Avenue, now Avenue of the Americas.
ADT.
Yeah, the alarm company.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
The big home.
I thought it was a street or something he was saying. I'm sorry.
And the story was my father was a big flirt, and he would be flirting with all the women.
Oh, gee.
And my mother said, "I'm going to be the one who gets them," and so she would be, putting on the charm.
What's the old saying? You chase them till they catch you.
Right. And I want our listeners to play along with this, so let's take a call. Good morning, you're on the air.
Well, my father was introduced to my mother by his uncle, who knew my father's mother.
Where was that? Where did that happen?
Excuse me. He knew my mother. He knew my mother's mother. My great uncle Frank knew my mother's mother from back in the old country.
Ah, okay.
Nice.
Did you get all that?
Got it.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a wonderful story.
Cool. Yeah. And by old country, you mean Italy?
Italy, yeah.
Italy. Okay. Wow. That's great.
Boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop.
Trying to keep the Italian pure.
Well,
Yeah.
Don't want to mix blood.
My parents.
Yeah. Thank you, Jim.
Both sets of my grandparents are all from Italy.
Oh, my.
So I'm only third generation here.
Is that right?
Wow.
Second generation.
Anybody in your younger days speak with an Italian accent?
Oh, my grandmothers.
Oh, she did?
Oh, both grandmothers.
Oh, really?
I never knew either grandfather. I never knew them. One of them passed away the year I was born, and the other one I never had met. Don't know what happened to him. But my dad's mom, she spoke pretty good English. I mean, very little. But my mom's mom, it was there's a slang for it, but it was she slipped into English and into Italian and talked.
Oh, really?
That's how I learned Italian.
Oh, my gosh,
Italian.
nice.
She had a deep Italian accent.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was German descent, but she's cooked mostly Italian because she was 3 years old when she came here. And she grew up in New York, and who did she grow up with? Who were her friends?
Right.
All the Italian kids, right? So she kind of knew Italian food.
That's tonight a semita ball.
More than German food. All right, let me ask you this now, Joe. What would your father say, besides his family, was his greatest accomplishment?
Oh, my goodness. Keeping a good attitude.
Just a good attitude.
Good attitude.
Well, you inherited that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well, now. But
not always?
Oh, no. I was mean when I was young.
Oh, my.
I was very mean.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
When in my whole lifetime, I only had seen my dad mad twice, and I only seen him cry once.
Oh, really?
And that was it. I mean, so he was very, very tempered, and he always had a joke, and most of the time they were clean.
Was he a big guy?
He was 6'1". He was 6'1". Yeah. So,
Rob, what would your dad say was besides family, his biggest accomplishment?
Oh, gosh.
that's a hard one, isn't it?
Yeah. I just think it was just himself, because he always put people at ease. The room always brightened up when he walked in, and everybody just had a different attitude when he walked in the room. It was like life began.
And And you?
Gosh, I think my father. I'm sure family would be the answer.
Oh yeah, but
probably
you
for all
ruled
three
it
of
out
us.
right off. Yeah.
We ruled it out. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he. I don't know for sure, but I think he would probably say his ability to have gone the full career in the police
I was
department.
going to say he was a police officer. yeah.
Because I mean, and the reason I say that is because on his headstone he chose to have the shield from the
Really?
on the city of New York shield is on his headstone.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just heard the story about cops, and that was amazing where the word cops come from. Because when police officers started, it was a 5-star shield, a star.
Uh-huh.
It was made of copper. Coppers, cops.
My father always
That's what I
told me
heard.
it stood for
Wow.
constable on patrol. Have you
That's
ever?
the other one I heard.
So I don't know which is true.
It depends how old you are, I guess. I don't know.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, guys. See, my dad was always very proud of helping to win World War II. He was a pilot in the Pacific Theater, and he always was really happy that he could participate in that, and that we eventually won in the war.
Yeah, that is something to be proud of. Certainly part of the team that won. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Thank you, Hugh. Good stuff. All right, next question. Ready? What was your father's first job?
He worked on his first job was shoe shine during the Depression.
Really?
And he made more money shining shoes than his dad did in the factory.
And where? Where was
in
that?
front of City Hall,
What city?
New Haven, Connecticut.
Oh, okay, okay.
And,
wow.
and the mayor would come out, and everybody, was nickels and dimes. They would give him $1. Well, $1 back then, you're only making $8 a
Yeah,
week.
really, really.
And he said he used to make his mom cry because he used to go buy groceries. And back then, if you remember, groceries, those are big bags.
Yeah,
And he would walk in the house with 2 big bags of groceries.
Oh, that would make your mother
yeah.
cry. Yeah.
And he told me the story about it. And I still have a shoebox somewhere in my archives.
Really?
From 1929.
Do you shine your shoes?
I used to. Yes. I know the knack of doing that. But I had to think about that. Was his first job as a shoe shine.
I love this segment here. This is just great. Good to know things.
Made
we
me think, though. Yeah, that's right.
Never thought. Robin, your father's first job?
Oh, he worked at the Patrick Cudahy packing house where they slaughtered the animals and
Ooh.
processed the meats and stuff. And then he was invited to join the city. So then he did.
Yeah, you probably
Well,
like
he
getting away
didn't
with
like that job.
Did he
but-
talk about it? Were you old enough to remember him at that job?
No.
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 So that was when he was like a teenager or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
That was before you were a twinkle in his eye.
That's right,
Yeah.
exactly. He and my mom got married, and that's where he was working at the time.
Gosh, my father's first job, I believe, was a clock washer, a clock cleaner. Something like, at a wristwatch
Hey, look,
place.
it's a watch. It makes sense there for a minute. Yeah.
At a wristwatch place. He used to tell the
Really?
story about a jeweler or something where he would clean the watches or something. I don't-
It has to be done.
Yeah.
And back then, watches were. They opened them. They were nice.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
There was an art to it.
It
more
was
so than
an
now.
art form.
Now it's pop the back, put a new battery in. Oh, you're all set.
Yeah, right. and a wristwatch was a real keepsake. It wasn't just a disposable thing like it is now, right?
Yeah.
All right, this is a tough one because I don't know what the answer is from my dad, so
No, I won't ask
I'll have
you
to
that.
pass. But what would your father say was his favorite book?
Oh, you didn't say what his first job was.
Me?
Your dad's first job.
Yes, he did.
Wristwatch washer.
Wristwatch washer. Oh, okay.
Washer,
Okay,
washer.
sorry.
Cleaner, whatever he did. Yeah, something like
okay.
that, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
All right, what was his favorite book?
Don't know.
Don't know.
I do not know.
Robin, do you know?
The Tarzan series by Edgar Rice
Oh,
Burroughs.
really?
I
Oh.
still have them, by the way.
Oh, you
The
have
whole
his
series,
books?
You
Yeah.
have the number one.
The whole series, yeah. The paperbacks, yeah.
eBay, look out! Here she comes. Woo, that's got to be
No,
worth
he loved
something.
Tarzan, loved Edgar Rice Burroughs, and he read all the books.
Wow.
Is that contributing to his decision to move here? And he loves
I-
Tarzan. This
Oh,
is what-
because where they
No.
filmed it.
Yeah.
He just loved Florida. He wanted to move to Hawaii, but it was, just too far away from family. So
Oh, my.
he couldn't drive, if he got to go somewhere. So at least if he moved to Florida, he could drive. No, it wasn't because of Tarzan he moved
He
here.
just liked it.
It was because he loved Florida and it was family, and Hawaii was you had to take a boat or a
We had
plane.
both.
so-
They have planes.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but long. Yeah.
The next question. I didn't ask Galen this one, but if your father couldn't have done what he did for a living, what would he have done? If your
Okay,
father-
that's not hard for me. I'll digress a little bit. Let's see. My dad's first job was, like you said, he worked what did I say he did now the first day? Oh,
He's a shoe shine guy.
shoe shine. Thank you. I was going to the other. I already went up a couple of jobs.
Yeah.
But then he told the story when he worked on the railroad, and he used to work, switching trains, and a man. And I'm glad he was standing where he stood. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
Oh, really?
He was standing by where he was supposed to be standing, and the man didn't tell him the train came by him, and he could feel the breeze by his back. He said,
Wow.
"Yeah."
So does that?
He said he decked the guy for not telling him to come this way or whatever. He decked
Oh
him.
my
Boom.
gosh.
Deck the guy.
Yeah, decked the guy.
We don't deck guys anymore without worrying about jail.
Yeah. Well, this is back then, And then he worked for years at Winchester.
So his main job in his
Really?
lifetime was.
Winchester, 35 years.
So had he not done that, what would he have wanted
Artist.
to do? Artist.
He could.
Wow.
He could really, really paint. He drew unbelievably. He could draw. I've got a few of his paintings, and he did a pen, what they call pen and ink.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I've
my
got a couple of
gosh.
those on my walls.
Wow.
From back. No, he was an artist, but he never. When he was a grocery bar, that's right. He was a grocery bagger, and back then all the grocery bags were paper.
Right.
And when it was slow, he used to draw on that. He used to get in trouble.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Those are keepsakes now.
Yeah, who knows where they are?
Yeah.
But towards the end of his life, I guess he was in his late 70s. He started painting again, and he was painting these clowns.
Oh, really?
And he rented forever. He never bought a home. He rented his whole life, and the landlord, the owner, would buy these paintings from him. I don't know what
my
he did when to
gosh.
resell them or something, but the detail and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're out there somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
Did he sign them?
I don't know.
You don't know? Because if they're signed, then they might be on eBay, et cetera. They might be traceable.
Yeah,
If they're signed.
I have no idea what happened to him.
So, Rob, what was your father's primary job? Work for the city. If he didn't do that, what would he have done?
He wanted to be a football player.
He did.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
Oh.
a singer. I mean, my mom was disappointed when he didn't pursue a singing career.
Singing and a
Really?
football player. That's a combination and a half.
That's Terry
Yeah.
Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw was a singer and a football
Oh, yeah,
player.
he sings
Yeah.
with his daughter. That's right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the country album. We mentioned it when he was in here.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
he did.
A singer and a football player.
Yeah.
There's a combo for you.
My father, I know this for a fact. He would have, instead of being a policeman, he would have loved to have been a mechanic.
Oh.
Really?
That was what he told me that.
So
one
did he
time.
tinker when he wasn't working?
He knew cars. Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know anything about cars, but I could fix my car if I would drive my car to his house and have him basically be the brains and me just be the hands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad was very mechanically inclined. If it broke, he could fix it.
All right. So the next question is, what was your father's favorite vacation destination?
Lake George, New York.
Boy, there's no hesitation
No
on that
hesitation. We went there every year, just about.
one. Really?
99% of the time we went there, and we watched. It was called the Minnehaha, and the Minnehaha is a boat, a paddle wheel. And every year we would go there and actually see it progress, because it took I think 3 years to build this thing. It was very by hand. Basically, it looked like a sheet pan in the water when it started. And then just built up and up and up and up. Yeah. And we went one time to Atlantic City for vacation. That was about it, really.
That's cool.
We didn't go. He loved Lake George, and of course, wherever he went, people knew him.
Cool memory.
Yeah, and the motel owners would call him, and we get a Christmas card from the motel owners. And a quick little story: he used to go. There was a restaurant. I could say it now because I think it's gone out. But a little Italian restaurant, and he would go there and eat and everything. And then he told a friend up in New Haven, Connecticut, if you're ever in Lake George, go to this. And it jokingly said, "Tell him I sent you." So the man went to that restaurant and told the proprietor, "Hey, he sent me."
Right.
He gets a bottle of wine. My dad never got anything.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
isn't
that's
that
kind of funny.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Rob, what was your father's? I think I know this one.
Florida.
He
Every
liked
2
here.
years we'd come down. Well, we'd always go on vacations on the other years, but he loved Florida.
Specifically this area?
Yeah, he
Not
liked
necessarily?
North Central Florida. He loved it. Yeah.
And you?
My father's favorite vacation destination was camping. I think he might say Yellowstone Park. That might be his favorite. But we only went there one time. But he would talk about it a lot. So
Very, very impressioned.
But he had one of those We had one of those campers that you pulled behind you. It was a tent and it popped up.
A pop-up.
Yeah, pop-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called a Nimrod. It was a funny name, huh? Nimrod.
Hey, Nimrod. Whoa, no.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. We're remembering our fathers this Friday before Father's Day. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by MyFWC.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunny to partly cloudy today with a thunderstorm arriving in the afternoon inland, high of 91 to 96. Still a thunderstorm around this evening, otherwise partly cloudy tonight with a low of 73 to 76. Tomorrow and Sunday are going to stay the same, sunny to partly cloudy, with a shower thunderstorm spreading from near the coast to inland, high of 90 to 94 both days. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
All right, it's 8 minutes before 11 o'clock. Great. I love this segment right here. Joe Martone joining Robin McBlain and myself, and we're talking about our fathers, some specific questions. If we hit on a nerve and you want to call in and answer the question, please don't hesitate.
Not a nerve, please.
That's not the right word?
No, that's like when you hit a nerve, you can. All
right, Joe. Who would your father say his hero was or his heroes were?
Ooh. He used to watch the New York Mets. No, New York Yankees. I'm sorry. I think it was. I've got a picture of Babe Ruth and the other guy, Gretzky.
Oh my goodness! There's three non-sports people in the room right now.
I know, yeah, but I know one's Babe Ruth and another one, and they're signed, but I don't know if it's a real signature.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
There's a printed. On it. It's a printed Babe Ruth signature, but underneath there's another signature that almost matches it. So I'm just wondering, did he go and could you sign these? But they're too famous, and I don't know if it's real or not. But so yeah, he'd that would be. I think he liked Babe Ruth, kind of thing. But he was into animals and everything. So who knows?
Yeah.
He never. You mean like a movie star kind of thing, or
more the sports guys, huh?
Yeah, he liked baseball. He used to like baseball.
Robin, who would your father say his heroes were, or if there was only one?
Oh, it would have to be his brother, because his brother went to fight in World War II, and my dad went tried to enlist 4 different times, and they rejected him all 4 times.
Wow.
So it really
Really?
hurt him when he couldn't go fight for his country. So.
That's right. That rang a bell when you said that, because my dad and his brother, the oldest one, they were like 2 peas in a pod. And he had a nickname for him, Cup.
Cup.
Hey, Cup. He used to say, hey, Cup.
Is that his initials or?
No. His name was Albert.
Oh.
Let me go to the phone. Wow. Good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, good morning. My father's 2 favorite baseball players were Phil Rizzuto and Pee Wee Reese.
Oh, really?
Rizzuto.
Phil Rizzuto. I remember him as the money store guy.
No, wrong one.
Yeah. But he was a shortstop with the Yankees, and Pee Wee Reese was with the Brooklyn Dodgers.
It's amazing how important baseball is to America, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And those were his 2 favorite baseball players.
Thank you for sharing that, Jim.
And you, Larry?
I don't think if I said that to my father, I think he probably would have taken the direction Robin took and named his brothers plural.
Brother, yeah.
Because his father walked out of the family when my father was the youngest. And he left the family. And my father had a story. He was walking down the street one day and he saw his father come out of a bar. And he said, hey, Pop. And my grandfather, his father, said, "I'm not your father. I'm nobody's father. I don't have any children." And he was so hurt by that.
hurts.
That was the end of that noise.
And so his older brothers were the ones who took him fishing, the ones who took him out, and So I'm guessing he would say the same thing.
Oh yeah, sure. That's
So I'll just answer the next question first, because I kind of already have. The next question is, what was your father's relationship with his father like? My father's relationship with his father was basically non-existent.
Here we go.
I remember as a kid, we visited him one time, and that was it. I don't have any other recollections of my grandfather on my father's side.
All right. Well, as you know, I already mentioned on my mom's side, I never met my grandfather. On my dad's side, he died the year I was born, but I've heard stories about him.
Right.
He was a very stern man. I've seen pictures of him. He smoked a cigar. And the story that everyone used to tell, up in Connecticut, there's an area called Savin Rock. It goes into Long Island Sound. And the Martone family would have a annual gathering there. If you know the size of a trolley car, I guess it holds about 25 to 30 people. They had about 7 to 8 of them that full. Just the Martone clan would go out there, or family clan, yeah, right. That's my North Carolina for 27 years. Family would go out there, and he would go out, and everybody's partying, and he would go out into the ocean, lay on his back with a cigar, and he would just float.
Oh, wow.
And all of a sudden, he fell asleep one time, and they looked for him, and all they see is his cigar and a belly sticking out way out there. And he was a big man, about 6 foot tall.
Oh my gosh.
And they said he came in and told him later when he just woke up and he realized how far out he was. He just laid back down, puffed on his cigar, and just paddled back in. And 2.5 hours later, he just came right in. He didn't panic. And you see, it must have looked like a little ship. Puff with
Right.
with the puff of a cigar.
Right.
Oh, what a funny story.
Yeah, that's the story of my grandfather again. But he was very stern, because I talked to my cousins who are older than I am. And he was a very stern man.
Robin, what was your
wow.
father's relationship with his father like?
It was very, very good. Yeah.
Good one.
It was excellent. Yeah, he was there all the time. My grandfather opened up their house to all kinds of people. Now,
Yeah.
my dad had a good education, and
Was it in Milwaukee?
all kinds in Cudahy, yeah, the
Cudahy, oh.
suburb, yeah.
Cudahy.
He had the wrestlers; they were his friends. Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher from Milwaukee. They were well.
Oh, how
known.
nice.
I like
They
the
would
name.
go to the house for dinner and
Dick the
and
Bruiser.
everything, and then
I like the Crusher.
and then there were some, a couple of his aunts were there, and they were kind of like ladies of the evening, so they would sneak into the
Wow.
rooms upstairs, and then they'd chase them out, the guys they bring home and stuff. So he had a great relationship with them. He was there. He held
You
them
know
in his
that?
arms
I
when he
got it.
died, so.
I'm wishing I was there.
Really nice.
I'm wishing they sent me a postcard.
Yeah, man.
That's-
Wish you were here.
All right, we got a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Yeah, my father and his father didn't get along very well, and my grandfather walked out on the family at one point, and so, there was very, very hard feelings between my father and his father, and but my grandmother remarried late in life, and my father got on good with Grandpa Joe. He was a nice guy, and of course my father was married and with children by that time, and we all got to know Grandpa Joe, but we never knew my father's father because he had walked out on the family.
Oh, wow. Well, sounds similar to my story. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. Wow, this was such a great segment, and we're almost out, but can I squeeze in one last one? It's a quick one.
Sure.
What was your father's favorite food?
Oh, Italian.
Anything Italian?
Italian. He used to do calamari. He used to do shells,
Man.
snails in the sauce.
Right.
Fish,
Nice.
anything.
Robin,
Italian.
favorite food for your
Oh,
dad?
spaghetti,
Spaghetti.
meatballs. Yeah, I
Boomba-
love that.
Yours?
Well, on his deathbed, he said it was sailfish. I never saw him eat it, though, but he did say that on his death. He said, if I get through this, I want sailfish. It's my favorite food.
Yeah.
Never knew it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
That was fun. All right, we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu.